Senator Marco Rubio now calling for a criminal investigation of the Global Ministries Foundation as an 8-month I-team investigation continues to get results.
Yeah, what you guys have done is horrifying and unexcusable.
Now, those were the first words that the senator had for Global Ministries Foundation representatives as he set foot on the Eureka Gardens property today.
He's also calling for the Department of Justice to launch a criminal investigation into the nonprofit's finances. I-team investigator Lindsey Gardner was there with the senator, Mayor Curry, Councilman Garrett Dennis, and tenants during the tour. Lindsey.
Well, Mary, Senator Marco Rubio walked Eureka Gardens, a property that is now up for sale by GMF this morning, and he toured these two top units right here, greeting the families that live inside. And then he told me that Eureka Gardens is nothing but an old-fashioned slum, and Reverend Richard Hamlet is its slumlord. Then he made it clear he wants to put the Global Ministries Foundation out of the housing business.
Glad that you've come to have a tour and see the progress.
Yeah, what you guys have done is horrifying and unexcusable.
Well,
I'm going to come in, and I hope you'll tell your principal that we look forward to bringing all the full bear of every agency I can to look at the way he does business.
Look at all the restorations that are underway.
You mean the ones you did before I came?
We got the permit from the city.
You guys are disgusting. That's the only word I can use for it.
Senator Marco Rubio did not mince words as he toured Eureka Gardens for the first time, seeing deplorable living conditions first exposed only by the I-team last September.
But this is all a show. None of these crews were out here doing any of this up until 48 hours ago when they found out we were coming.
He walked the property with tenants and Mayor Lenny Curry and Councilman Garrett Dennis.
As I said before, we're not going away until they fix this.
They pointed out crumbling stairs that still remain an issue since our reporting 8 months ago.
Yeah, I mean, they could just crack at any moment.
Mayor Curry also called code enforcement back out today after seeing problematic stairs that posed a hazard. Eureka Gardens had 340 code violations last October, and less than half of the units were inspected.
Here we almost have to evacuate the families because you need 2 means of egress.
They all went inside 3 homes and met with families. 400 families live at Eureka Gardens. Half of the residents are children.
As us, as the adults, we come up and we move out of this situation. These children have a lot more life to live in this situation, and it is hopefully become more prosperous for them. So that's just the overall goal, is to make this more living and humane.
Safe and sanitary housing is what HUD promises, and it gives Reverend Richard Hamlet's Global Ministries Foundation $6 million a year to run 7 Jacksonville properties, all now on the market for sale.
These people should never be allowed to have another contract from HUD again. And quite frankly, I honestly hope, and I'm going to ask the Justice Department to look into this company and look at the way they're spending federal money, because I think you can make the argument that they have stolen taxpayer money that was supposed to be used to provide for these people and instead have used it for their own gain.
So there you just heard it. Senator Rubio calling for a criminal investigation at the federal level. The senator also told me he met this week with the Secretary of the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, that's Secretary Julian Castro, and he let him know that he's pushing for 3 things. Number 1, he wants to change the inspection system. That is what we exposed was flawed out here last September. He also wants to change the contracts between these landlords and HUD, giving HUD more oversight. And the senator wants to examine the entire HUD portfolio to see if there are any other similar business models, which is a nonprofit running one of these properties and really gaining a profit and also a tax-exempt status. That is how the senator described it. As for GMF, they chose not to go on camera with us today, but one source from GMF told me that I asked Senator Rubio about that got him really fired up. That's all new at 6 o'clock.